We're on a cross-country trip from Seattle to Chicago, 3 days and 2 nights. This is the Empire Builder.
So we are sitting in the King Street Station, newly rehabilitated station. It's beautiful in here. I'll show you a little bit around, but we are getting ready to board the Empire Builder. We got here a little bit early, so they are controlling the amount of people that are in the station. As you can see, it's kind of empty back here behind me, but they are trying to control the amount of people coming in, so they're only letting passengers, but they did let us in. They let us check our bags, and we could hang out here basically for the afternoon waiting for our train. All right, guys, so the King Street Station is in Seattle, Washington, and this station services several Amtrak lines, including Cascades, Coast Starlight, and of course the Empire Builder, which we are riding today. There are also some commuter trains that run through here and a couple other different trains, as well as just a run through for some freight trains. It is actually located on the south end of downtown Seattle in Pioneer Square. This neighborhood is great because you can walk right out and there's actually hotels and eateries and all that kind of stuff. So if you need to run out and get something to eat, you can do that very easily right from this station, which is great. So we take off from here and we head right onto the train. We board and we are excited to head out on the Empire Builder. This is a long distance passenger train. It operates about 3 times a week right now between Seattle and Chicago and back and forth. It does run also through Portland. It was introduced in 1929. It was the flagship passenger train of the Great Northern Railway and its successor, the Burlington Northern Railway. And it was retained by Amtrak when it took over the intercity rail service in 1971. So the end-to-end travel time of this route is about 45 to 46 hours. The train runs an average speed of about 50 miles per hour. That's about 80 kilometers per hour. And it is one of the busiest long-distance routes on Amtrak. And this train is great when you take off from Seattle. As you can see here, you've been enjoying the view from the train. Runs right along the coast of Puget Sound. So head right to the observation car when you get on board so that you can enjoy the views from the moment you take off from Seattle, Washington. We just got off here in Montana getting some fresh air. Surprisingly, it's quite warm here. I was not expecting that. We got a nice long break here. There's not as many smoke breaks, walking breaks here on the Empire Builder because, well, we're mostly in like Montana. There's not a lot of places to stop. Hey guys, so I'm back to give you another tour of our roomette. The beds are made, and it's a little bit different on this train. We are on the Empire Builder, so I'm going to show you around the room a little bit again because it's a bit different. This is actually a little bit older train. We thought maybe it was a little bit newer because it was a bit more spacious, but they actually condensed it a little bit when they redesigned the cars. So this is actually a little bit older train, but I want to show you one of the things that's different is if we look closely here in the corner, the light in the corner has a little button that you flip here, and then you've got actually volume control in here, which I think is a great feature. So what you're controlling is the volume of, you can turn it up or down. So if you want it louder or quieter, and it's the announcements that you'll hear inside here, but you can also turn it off and you don't have to hear the announcements at all if you don't want to, if you're sleeping or whatever in the night, which I just figured out after the first night. So anyways, now you know that if you're in the train and it says music control, you're actually controlling the volume of the announcements that are being made. Like right now there's an announcement being made outside. You can't hear it in here because I had turned it off in here. Yay. Then you also have the push button here for calling the attendant to come and if you need anything in the room, like if you want drinks because you have unlimited beverages on the train, you can call the attendant, they can come and do that, or you can have the attendant make the beds for you or break them down for you, and you don't have to worry about trying to figure that out or having to wrestle it or anything like that. So that's great too. And then you also have the light switch that turns the overhead lights on and off. Or you can also have one of the two lights on, and it's actually going to be just one of the two lights because it's like they call it the night light. Rob is actually sleeping on the top bunk, and he's going to give you a little tour of what things look like up there. Here you go.
All right, so I like to call this up here the Amtrak penthouse. And that just makes me feel better. It's a little bit smaller space. As you can see, this is the ceiling, and kind of leaning up on your elbow, your head will hit the ceiling. Although this car, there is probably about 2 inches more space than the last one we were on the Coast Starlight. Also, there's these safety harnesses here that you hook in. You just hook them right into the ceiling, and they don't feel like they're gonna do much for you, but honestly, if you were to fall, I think they would catch me pretty easily, so that's a good thing.
It's like seatbelt material.
Like a seatbelt material, yeah. The other thing I would say is you want to have your feet, when you're sleeping, down on the stairs end of the bunk, because it is almost impossible, because of how tight this is, to turn around in here. And so when you get out of the bunk, you just want to kind of slide down and put your feet down like this, which I'm going to do now, so I can show you a few other things and a few other tips that are up here. So now that I'm down a little bit, you can see that there's this black kind of netting that holds actually a lot of stuff. So I have quite a few snacks up here. I have my Nintendo, have some water, basically anything I would need in the night. And then there's this little pouch, which is where I put my glasses and such. The other thing to keep in mind about the top bunk is that there are no outlets up here. In fact, there's only one outlet in the entire room. So what I do for that is I have brought a portable power bank, and I can plug my phone and my batteries into that, and they can be charging up here, and I don't have to try to string one down there or get one from Allie in the night. So the last thing that I would say, tip that I would have if you're staying on the top bunk, is you want to have a pair of flip-flops to have on the floor down there, because it would be almost impossible to put shoes on up here. And if you try to put them on down there, you're probably going to wake the person up. You're going to have to sit on their bed to do it. So I would definitely bring flip-flops if you're trying to go out at night or use the bathroom, whatever, because it is it's fine for sleeping, but it's pretty tight for maneuvering and trying to do anything else. we are about an hour outside of Chicago now on the Empire Builder, and our train was supposed to get in at 3:55, and it is actually past 4 o'clock already. So we're going to get in about 5:30, which complicates things for us tonight because we had a car rental lined up. We're supposed to be going to South Dakota after this, and the car rental place closes at 5. And it was prepaid. So we had to call them up, and they were able to switch our car reservation to O'Hare. So we're going to get an Uber, go to O'Hare, pick up the car, and then get on the road back up towards Wisconsin. See how far we can get. We think we can maybe make it to Rochester, Minnesota. That's the goal. But this train is a little bit late. Some of the trains do run late. There's really nothing you can do about it. It was on time all day, and then just like 2 hours ago we ran into some freight trains and they slowed us down by quite a bit. So keep that in mind if you are doing close connections with your train ride to get a flight or a car rental or something. You really never know when they're going to be late. This is our 4th Amtrak train this month and the only one that's been late. So not too bad, and we're not going to lose anything out of it. We're just going to, it's going to take us a little bit longer, but we will get out there today, and it has been a great ride so far. So I wanted to give a quick little rundown of our experience with the staff on Amtrak, and we're on the Empire Builder right now, and the staff have been magnificent. They've been working together in tandem and just providing all the needs that we have. And I want to contrast that a little bit to some of the other trains we've been on the Coastar Light. It was a little different. There were more passengers on that train, but if the staff, if the cabin attendant you get, or the people in the dining room, if you get really, really good ones, it can really impact your trip and your travel and the type of experience that you have on the train. So just like a flight attendant or a hotel clerk can make a big difference in your stay, or a waiter or a waitress at a restaurant, the same is true for this, because they are providing you with quite a bit of service, and we have really enjoyed the staff on this Empire Builder. Just wanted to say what a great experience it has been with them.